Hey, I'm UFC President Dana White, and we're always looking for up-and-coming talent to sign. Back in the day, I used to scout the world looking for new talent, but I haven't done that in years. Now I'm back on the road, I'm looking for fighters, and I'm bringing two of my favorite people with me. Matt Serra won the Ultimate Fighter, and he also became the welterweight champion of the world. He now trains some of the best fighters in the sport out of his gym in Long Island, New York. Dean Thomas is a former UFC fighter and was on the Ultimate Fighter Season 4 with Matt Serra. He's beat some of the best guys in the sport. Serra, Guida, Pulver. He's with the American top team, and he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he's a lot of fun to hang out with. We're checking out the best restaurants, the coolest places to hang out, having fun, and then going to see some fights. I'm looking for the next Ronda Rousey, the next Robbie Lawler, the next Conor McGregor. I'm looking for future champions. And I'm willing to go to any show, anywhere in the world to find them. On this episode, we're headed to South Florida. We're gonna be swimming with sharks, then we're meeting up with Amanda Nunes to go to Little Havana, and we're checking out a Titan FC card.
Let's go swim with sharks.
Sharks are like my biggest fear.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't Kimura a fucking shark.
When I found out that we're going out swimming with sharks, not my favorite thing in the world to do. It's literally like my biggest fear. I'm
John,
Dana.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Dana.
to meet you too.
Who on earth would want to swim with sharks?
You guys ready for this?
I don't know.
Have you guys all snorkeled before?
No. I am not a water person at all. I'm not good in the water. I sink. I'm not a great swimmer. I do like I have a doggy paddle.
Your eyes go in there. Your nose is going in there. No hair inside the mask, which is going to be pretty easy for you guys. You know, so the calmer you guys can look in the water, the quicker it is for us to win their trust. Because, you know,
we don't need them too close.
What I understood was we were gonna go out in the middle of the ocean and shark dive in a cage. And we're in a cage, right?
we have a cage, but you don't need it.
Then when we got on the dock, the guy tells me that it's more dangerous getting into the cage than without the cage.
Seriously, 7 years, we have not had a single injury from a shark. That cage, people hurt themselves in all the time, but...
I'll take my chance with the cage, to be honest with you. Going out, and the ride is so bumpy, and it's like, boom, 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 boom. And the whole time, like, I'm just trying to psych myself up, because in order for me to do this, I had to go first, because I knew if I didn't go first, then I wouldn't want to jump in. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm Aquaman. Like, that's how I psych myself up.
So this spot we're at right here is a spot we call deep ledge drop off. Sharks spend the bulk of their time in the middle to lower water column. The only reason they'd come up higher like that is if there's food for them.
To jump in the water with a bunch of sharks, it's fucking stupid. First of all, they're chumming up the water with blood and fish.
So I'm gonna throw a couple chunks of delicious fish here.
Oh, look at him. Oh, Alex is angry now. He's smacking the water. The tour guides are on their sides, flapping like they're seals. They're throwing in bloody meat.
Look at this. That's fucking crazy.
I've been living in Florida for 30-something years. I don't go to the beach. So just getting in the water was a victory for me.
It's on my nose too, right?
Yep, it covers your nose. You're a mouth breather for this one.
Okay.
There you go.
And doing it with sharks,
You got this. 1, 2, 3.
Dean Thomas, he went in first, so I give him a lot of credit. We didn't even use a cage, man. There's no cage.
I get into the water and my whole body just froze up. I could hear myself trying to breathe through the snorkel.
And Dean looked like he was in shock.
I mean, it was an awful experience at first, but I made it through and I tried to calm myself down.
Did you see a shark yet, Dean? I haven't looked down yet. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
And as I finally calmed myself down, Matt Serra jumps in.
I feel very constricted. I'm not made for a wetsuit. I feel like a chubby superhero or something. I want to get out of that thing.
Then swing your leg up and over.
Not only that, I don't like the thing on my nose, so it's like somebody's pinching your nose.
And then I'll take your other arm. We're going to go on 3, okay?
So I felt awful going in the water.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3.
And I'll see his little butterball ass jump in.
And instantly starts fucking freaking out.
Get the fuck out of here!
Put your puppies in.
Get me the fuck out!
I'm not gonna say I had a panic attack, but I wanted to get the fuck out.
Get me out! Get me the fuck out! Get me the fuck out! Get me out! I rode a goddamn bull. I don't want to be in here.
And he's like, get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Matt, I will fucking climb this cocksucker.
Matt's like, fuck that, I'm climbing up the rope.
Like a 5'6" Spider-Man.
I'm a 5'6" Spider-Man, get me out of here.
I'm done in the ocean.
He had an absolute meltdown.
I'm done with this shit. I don't give a fuck if I gotta put my kids through college. I'm done with this shit. I'll take another fucking fight.
I fucking, you know, I'm laughing, that's gonna be me.
Me and Dean Thomas need this fucking show. Dana's got how much money? Dana doesn't have to jump in the water.
So just swing up and over.
I don't like fins, so I didn't want to wear the fins. And these guys are like, well, you have to wear the fins, they'll bite your feet. What the fuck? They'll bite our feet. Dude, this is so not my thing.
Just slide on in. You got this.
I'm worse than Sarah, you know that, right? I'm
you
fucking, this
you,
is not my
you
shit.
totally got it.
Dana's sitting on top of the boat, and the guy goes, all right, on the count of 3.
Let's do it. 1, 2,
3.
Just slide, roll on in.
3 1/4. 3 1/2.
Let's go on 3, all right? Come on, 300. Let's go on 3. You got this. You got this. 1, 2, 3.
Stay there. He did that 3 times. So I don't think he was doing it on the count of 3. I think he meant on the 3rd time that we count to 3, I'm gonna plop into the water.
To jump in the water with a bunch of sharks is just, you're an asshole. You're an asshole if you jump in the water with a bunch of sharks. But I did it.
All right, come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
I start looking underwater. The water is this crazy blue, and you can see these shadows.
Go back in, everybody.
So when I saw the boss man go in, I got my balls back.
I found my balls. Captain,
Yes, sir.
I found my balls, Captain.
They're in your purse?
They were in my... Oh, Captain. Hi, guys.
Then all of a sudden, this shark just starts coming right at me.
That shark looked up and we made eye contact. That thing was...
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Like when you see in the movie Jaws, how the sharks come straight up.
And I said, fuck Aquaman. I'm out of here.
Same time, myself and Dana, we saw that shit.
That motherfucker's coming at us.
Holy fuck!
He is not coming at you.
I saw him looking at me. Right or wrong, that motherfucker looked at me.
He was coming right up
Dude,
at me.
I saw
I
that.
swear to fuck, you
I'm-
see that?
All right, guys, we did it. We did it. Ain't that fun?
3 scariest things I've ever done on this show: bull riding, stand-up comedy. Thank you, I'm out. And this. I'd ride 10 PBR bulls before doing that again. I'll never do that again, ever.
So we got to play tennis with a tennis prodigy, 15-year-old.
Gabriella Price, and she was unbelievable. I'm not good at a lot of things, and tennis is one of them. I mean, I don't know if I'm good. I never played it, actually. I might be a savant.
You might be.
Welcome to our practice, Jason.
I'm Dana, nice to meet you.
Gabby, nice to
I'm
meet you.
Dana, pleasure.
We got the top junior player in the world.
Gabriella is awesome. She's 15 years old,
Good luck returning her serve today.
How fast is her serve?
She can get up there about 110 miles per hour.
Holy shit.
She was gonna serve us the ball, and we were just gonna hit it back. That was the whole thing we had to do.
Since Dean dressed like an idiot, he can go first.
Yes!
I'm a professional athlete. I once was. I'm looking at her like, I'm gonna take it easy on her. I don't wanna hurt her confidence, ruin her.
This is gonna be ugly. So we wanted to see if we could return her serve.
You gotta hit it back.
Oh shit. The answer to that question is no, we could not.
That was the warm-up.
It's stuck in the fence. Dean looked the part, that's it.
I wasn't sure if it was just that the girl was that good, or else maybe I just thought Dean Thomas was that bad.
Are you afraid of the ball? You used to fight the most dangerous people on the planet.
He didn't come close to hitting it.
Yeah, man, she embarrassed me.
Let me just start by saying I had shoulder surgery 6 weeks ago. So that's my first excuse.
It comes fast, huh?
She's a beast. Oh shit.
Fast, huh?
That was right there before I even moved. Give me one more. Oh. I was so close. I was right there. I know it was so close. Matt, you're up. At least I didn't look as bad as Matt.
You're messing with a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer of what?
It's definitely not tennis.
Matt is like the Peter Pan of tennis.
How was my reaction time?
He's good at two things, fighting and jiu-jitsu. As far as sports go, that's about it.
And then me and Dean tried to go versus her, and that didn't work out well either.
Okay, come on, D. Thomas.
They both missed it.
Yours. Yes, no.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Well, thank you for the
You
embarrassment.
are awesome.
Yes.
You're badass.
Very good.
Thank you.
While we were here in South Florida, we were blessed to have a UFC card right in our backyard, and I'll be cornering Greg Hardy on that card. When Greg Hardy decided to become a mixed martial arts fighter, he wanted me to help coach him. And I said, well, we're gonna start in the beginning, and we're gonna take you from there. And for the last 2 years, I've been working with Greg from the beginning, treating him just like he was anybody else.
Dean Thomas, he's one of the coaches at the American Top Team, which the American Top Team has done a great job down in South Florida of really building up mixed martial arts and a lot of fighters. He's a very good coach.
Man, let's get out there and get it done, man. You know, you worked incredibly hard for this. Give the performance that'll make yourself proud. Greg got a lot of work to do. I mean, let's be real. I mean, you couldn't become a barber in 2 years. You coming into mixed martial arts, it's tough to learn everything in 2 years. Watch that right hand, Greg. Watch his right hand. Take a breath now, find that right hand. Right there.
There it is.
Greg Hardy trying to pound out slowly up.
Pull a hand, and then punch with the other one, yes. Go to the body a little bit, too.
Greg Hardy busts into the UFC win column. Too easy tonight.
Coach, let me read that. I appreciate it, Coach. I was listening, man. I was listening. I heard it this time, and then I did it.
How you use it is the art, but the way you use it is science. Like, if you just grab a hand and he can't block, and you punch him with your body, it's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work.
My favorite was you just pushed him aside like you used to do the left tackle.
Smolyakov in a world of trouble early.
Good shit. See you on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Back to work. So I knew we were going to Little Havana, and I said, who better to explore Little Havana with than two of my favorite people in the whole world, Amanda Nunes and Nina Ansaroff.
We're like, let's buy a brand new house. How much shit do you think broke within the first year of the brand new house we bought?
Hey, but speaking of, did you guys get a ladder?
Yes.
Yeah, because the video where you were standing on top of your mantle trying to hang up your belt.
Oh.
Like, dude, yo, the double champ, and you don't even have a ladder in the house.
So much fun. I love those girls.
We
And
actually,
you're fucking, ooh, your hands I like your hands are cold.
Frog hands.
That is so great.
She has frog hands.
Listen to me, I'm not flirting, I'm a married man, but please hold my head.
She's not gay, I'm not worried.
Oh my goodness. Dean Thomas is looking the part. I wanted to fit in a little bit more with the Cuban scene. So, you know, I asked the girls to hook me up, man, to get me dressed. Make me look good.
What about this one over there in that top right?
There he goes. There he goes. We got
That's
it.
That's the
We
one.
got it.
You like it?
How about a guayabera? A guayabera is a 4-pocket shirt.
You know what the problem is?
What's that?
You put 2 armpit stains right here with this color.
I'll tell you what, we make one custom for you. We take out the sleeves.
You guys want to cut the sleeves?
Amanda, you cut the sleeves. That's a knife.
All right, we're gonna have to like inch by inch it.
Oh,
All
be
right.
careful. Don't cut yourself. God
Oh.
forbid. Wow.
The knife was sharp as shit.
Yeah, what?
God damn.
I think we're ready to hit the town.
Oh yeah.
So on the street corner was this fella, and he had 2 parrots. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try to take a picture with these parrots. And I had a bad feeling about it in the first place. So I put my arm out, and then I feel the claws of the parrot get on me.
Oh, Dean, it's eating. Oh, it's eating. It's fucking eating you.
And then,
He's just nibbling. Oh, it's shitting on you. It just shit on you.
the damn parrot shit on me. Hey, man, get this thing off me, man.
Dean, it beat you. It shit on you.
That damn parrot shit on my damn sandal. When we first got to the cigar shop, there was a guy out front rolling these cigars, and he was taking leaves. He'd put them down, he'd flatten them out, then he'd grab some different leaves and he'd roll it up, then he'd put it on the thing, then he'd roll this cigar, then he'd chop it, boom, boom, let it sit, and it was like watching an artist work.
So it is a fact that the best cigars in the world come from Cuba. Huh?
He says it's true.
I'm not a big smoker. I thought if I smoked a cigar, I would get really sick. So how long have you been in the business?
Well, this is a family business. This business has more than 150 years.
He sat us down, told us all about cigars, the different types of cigars, the light ones, the dark ones. He showed us how to smoke the cigars.
So they're like, just breathe in and hold it in your mouth, don't swallow it. I don't even know how to do that.
Senor. He's got like his whole hand wrapped up. He's like.
It is.
So I breathe in, it was going straight down my damn chest, and I felt like my chest was on fire.
He was actually showing us also how different types of liquors go with the different types of cigar. So he taught us how to drink cognac and smoke the cigar to get the best flavor out of the cigar. And I got it. I ended up getting what he was saying. It was actually pretty cool. Smoked the cigar, it was pretty good, and I didn't get sick off it, so it was a good day. We ended up getting a pizza sponsor. Devour Pizza is the new sponsor of Looking for a Fight. They sent me over 500 pizza boxes that we stacked up and put inside Matt's room. So they have this thing where you can go check out these Model Ts. I sent Dean and Matt over there to go do that so we could get into his room and put all the pizzas in his room.
What do we have here?
So today we got a 1912 Ford Model T.
Okay.
So Ford made Model Ts from 1909 to 1927.
So this is an original from that time.
It's original from that time.
107 years old.
107.
So this is Matt's room.
So now we've got some gas on there and we got the brake on, so we should be able to start it.
We're gonna fill his room with pizzas.
Give it a quick yank. Just yank it out. There you go.
Let's take it for a spin.
Yeah, let's ride out.
Put your seatbelts on now. All right, here we go.
They better get out of the way.
I'm coming. Get out of the way. I'm coming.
So we go into Matt's room, and beside his bed is a bottle of lotion. And it's not just a regular bottle of lotion. It's like the family size, like the biggest bottle of lotion you can buy at the store. Gets a little dry down in South Florida or something.
Oh, hi, guys. Oh, hey, everybody. So when I walked in, you know, this was in my room, first of all. I didn't know we were doing that in my room, so how the hell did everybody get a key to my room? What the, well, they're in my fucking room? The fuck is this? What the fuck, you assholes? The fuck? They do, this ain't cool. They thought I'd get upset. It's the opposite. I just get happy. Oh, this is nice. I feel like Scrooge McDuck but just a little fat guy. Oh, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven, D. Thomas.
When I first tried the pizza, it is literally the best frozen pizza I've ever had. That's no bullshit just because they're the sponsor. I'm being serious. So I was so confident in it, I had our guys go out and buy the 2 top competitors to devour. And I wanted to do a taste test with Matt to see which one he thought was the best.
When they set up the taste test, I said, look, I'm gonna be honest. So give me some pizza. I'll try how many slices you got, and I'll tell you which one I feel is the best.
Don't look at me. Okay. I'll get back to that later.
Sample 2.
All right.
Okay, now this is the last one now.
Out of all 3, this is the best one.
The last one.
That one's the best one?
Yes.
Boom! Yes or no? Yes or no?
Not only did he pick the Devour pizza, but he broke down why it's the best pizza that he had.
It's the best texture. It's the best ratio of crust to cheese and to pepperoni. And it's the best tasting. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Fucking awesome. That's legit. Going to Titan 54 this weekend, and the one guy that I'm really interested in seeing is this kid, Jason Suarez. He's undefeated, he's 12-0, and he's their featherweight champion.
I've been watching him for a good 5 years. He can grapple, beat everybody in the state.
Jiu-jitsu guy?
Yeah.
I'm interested in this kid, Philippe Douglas.
He was one of Dustin Poirier's main training partners when he was getting ready for Max Holloway. So he's solid. But the dude he's fighting used to train with us, Rafael Alves, one of the most athletic guys I've ever seen in my life. Incredibly unpredictable.
He's got a lot of fights.
Yeah.
And then the other fight that I'm interested in is Herbert Burns and Luis Gomez. They're both 7-2.
Yeah. I met him in Singapore, and he's apparently a really good grappler himself. And Gomez is one of Jorge Masvidal's little homies from Miami, a little Cuban kid, really well-rounded.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got some good fights. Good, looks like some decent matchups for the most part.
Yeah, it should be a good show.
South Florida has amazing talent. I feel it's the mecca for mixed martial arts in the world. And I'm proud that I came up in this area and helped bring it here, but that's beside the point.
Oh! Fuck yeah!
So I cornered one of my young boys. You know, I've been training this kid for about 8 years. The longer he wants to exchange with you on the feet, take advantage of that, all right? He thought he was brought in to lose to a prospect from AKA, one of Daniel Cormier's guys. So when I look across the cage, I saw Luke Rockhold, and Crazy Bob Cook is an old school legendary trainer. I said, okay, this kid, he's a blue chip. He wrestled at Penn State. I knew he was brought in to win and make an impression on Dana. So I knew we had our hands full at that moment.
All right, Dean Thomas.
Middle Eastern kid is his?
Oh, well, we're gonna see what's up now, Dana.
Spin off the fence and pummel out.
My main concern when I'm cornering a fighter is to get them to do what they do best.
Find that right hand, Saeed. It's there for you. Now keep chopping away. Throw it. Keep chopping away. Saeed, let's start to work. Yes, yes. Now come get him. Saeed, you cooking him. Now put him away. You cooking him.
Lawson starts doubting himself and saying, I'm in over my head.
It's 5 minutes, Saeed. 5 minutes. You can hold your breath for 5 minutes, all right? We go out there, we fight hard for 5 minutes because we don't get tired. Sure.
He needs to let his fucking hands go right now.
Take everything left.
See the jab? Double jab now.
Halfway, Saeed, halfway. Halfway, baby. Yes, yes, yes. Mix them up. Step in, baby. You got it. Just step in a little more.
Saeed, 3-0.
But my guy maintained his composure, stayed relaxed, chipped away, got the job done.
Herbert Burns is fighting Luis Gomez. Both these guys have a record of 7-2. Whoever wins the fight, I was interested in.
Oh, shit. Look at this shit. Herbert's going to work.
It wasn't as competitive as I thought. Burns got the fight down quickly. He was able to secure position. and he was just that much better of a grappler. Gomez could not get out of the position.
It's over in 10 seconds, dude.
That might be it.
That's in. That's definitely in. You ain't getting that one off. There you go.
Herbert took care of business, man. He took him down. He slept on that rear naked choke, and it was an early night.
So the Alves versus Douglas fight, Douglas has a much better record, and he's a very talented kid.
He was fighting another guy that used to train with us at American Top Team, Rafael Alves. I know him very well. He is one of the most dynamic fighters I've ever seen.
Nice leg kick. Oh, shit. Oh, very fucking nice.
Oh, he's gonna get down. Oh, no. Look, he's gonna get up. Yes! That's how we do it on Looking for a Fight. Yes, yes! He hurt him. Oh, shit, man. That was fucking pretty good.
Alves got the job done. He hit him with a shot. It was a rocket right down the middle. Boom, put him out.
Good fight, kid. Good fight.
You know, Alves, he ended up getting a really good shot and getting the victory. But I don't think this is gonna be the last we see of Douglas either, though. Douglas definitely has a future in the sport.
When I first initially saw the card, I knew that Jason Suarez was the guy that everybody was going to be looking at. He is probably the best prospective fighter in Florida at 145 pounds. He's been great. He's been perfect.
And that was the guy that I was really there to see. He's the champion. He's undefeated, 12-0. And I was hearing that, you know, this opponent for him was handpicked. I'm hearing this is a setup fight. Well, it didn't go the way he planned it. Shit, he looked like he hurt him with that elbow.
Oh, here we go. That's better. See, that's better. That's better.
Dean Thomas was telling me about what kind of a great grappler he is. When he got the fight to the floor where he wanted it, that's where I had a problem. He was too content on just being in his opponent's guard, and he wasn't trying to really improve his position.
He's got 5 rounds. He ain't wrestling. Dean, I understand what you're saying. He's not pacing himself. He's just not really committing to finishing this fight.
How's he not stopping this fight? Suarez, he actually almost got finished at one point. It looked like the ref was gonna stop the fight, and he didn't. This ref ain't stopping this fight for nothing. Then the kid turned it around and actually ended up stopping him and winning the fight.
How did that kid fuck that up?
Even though he won, it's hard to be terribly impressed with his victory. He was playing safe early on. Then he almost lost. I mean, they could have stopped that fight when he took that knee. They could have stopped the fight. Not a great showing for him, in my opinion.
When I go to these things, there's a whole system. And before I could even get together and get my stuff together, Jason Suarez's manager came back with a whole group of people and literally bum rushed us in the back.
Well, my break.
Yeah. Okay.
Guys, 2 seconds, guys.
Hold on. All right, relax, dude. We need something more private. This is crazy here.
If he would have gone to his locker room, we had some time, me, Dean, and Matt, to talk. But the way that it was handled after it was madness. I gotta make some decisions right now. Good job. Okay, we're gonna go somewhere and make some decisions right now. Forget about the way that the fight went. I felt like I just had to get out of there. I'm looking for Herbert Burns, and I'm looking for Rafael Alves. Herbert Burns won. He won in impressive fashion. So what I'd like to do is offer him a spot on the Contender Series this summer. Congratulations, good fight, man.
My pleasure.
Normally, with the record that Alves has, you know, I wouldn't be that interested, but he looked impressive. Kid's a great athlete. I decided to also bring him into the Contender and see what he's able to do against some of the other best in the world. So it was a cool night of fights. Not exactly what I expected or went the way that I thought it might, but that's MMA. It's exactly the way it happens every time.
I'm done in the ocean.
Okay.
We got a couple of good guys for the Contender Series, and we had a blast in South Florida.